ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it. Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty was swung. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just heart on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall for the A. You can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you're fighting for the city.
Well, Falcon fans, ATL Falcon fans, what did we just witness? What just happened? Oh my goodness. What a game. Didn't end up the way we wanted it to. This is an immediate post-game show. There's no script. There's no presentation. There's nothing precluded. We're just going to talk about the game. A lot of positives and negatives to talk about. Falcons lose to the Colts 31-25 in a game that a lot of us feel they should have won. Came back and, took the lead late in the fourth quarter, 25-22, I think with 1 minute and 44 seconds left, and could not prevent them from scoring a field goal. I think for me, it's about what we did with those last two possessions. We looked out of sorts. We looked we looked like a JV squad in those last couple of possessions. Really did not look good. Really did not look comfortable. Really did not look like we had a clue as to what we were doing. So it's unfortunate. Again, Colts win 31-25. And hey, man, let's talk about it. Defense, I think they were on the field for like 45 minutes. You can't ask you can't ask them to do that. You know what I mean? Special teams was bad today. Special teams was not great today. Offense, tale of two cities. They were great at times. They were not so great at times. But when it mattered most, it's like we just didn't know what to do. It's like we just tensed up. It's like we didn't know what coverage to we just when it mattered most, and I'm talking about on offense, because the defense gave you chance after chance after chance. We got John Brooks in the chat. John Brooks says, well, we lose again, and what more does Arthur Blank have to see? I mean, we can't keep losing something. Has to be done. Agreed, John Brooks. We've seen this before. At 3-6, it's going to be real difficult to come back from this. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you manage it. It's going to be tough. Agreed, man. And I guess what's upsetting about this defense, I think, may have had 6 sacks. Like, defense kept you in this thing. They really did. They kept the Falcons in this thing. They kept giving them chance after chance after chance. You go down, you score, 25-22, and it's just, it's unfortunate. I mean, you hold them to a field goal, but gosh, what followed after that was just bad, man. Just bad. You can't. It's just certain things you can't do. You got to pull that game out. You got to find a way to pull that game out. And what I didn't like about it was when we get the ball in OT. Number one, I feel like you should go to Tyler. I mean, hey, if you want to keep Bijan in there, that's fine. But you made hayway with Tyler. You should have gone to Tyler, and maybe you should have run some play action plays there because they run blitz. On that first down play, when Falcons run the ball to Tyler, they shot the gap run blitz. We got bailed out with a contact call or whatever. But I felt like you probably want to be in a formation where you're running the ball and maybe run play action out of that. We just looked bad. We looked really bad. And the offense was, at times inept and looked inept. Let's see. Smooth C says 7 sacks, interceptions, blood in the mouth, still can't win. And I think we got a fumble recovery as well. So 2 turnovers, 7 sacks. I mean, defense was out there for may have been 45 minutes. I know it was a good 40. But you can't ask them to do that. You just can't put your defense out there and ask them to do that. You just can't. Smooth C, what's going on? John Brooks, what's going on? Smooth C says Tyler made the difference. They could not stop him. Yeah, I don't know why you don't go back to him there, Smooth C. I don't understand why you don't go back to him. John Brooks says defense kept you in this game. They gave you every chance, but again, our offense goes ice cold. I'm so over Raheem Morris. What in the world, Bo? In the words of Big Low. Yeah, man. Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. I mean, when you look at these stacks defensively, the Falcons got after it. I mean, I know we gave up 220 defensive, rushing yards, but they were out there. Jesus. They were out there forever, Let me see if I can get into some stats in this game. All right. So Colts had a total of 519 yards, 196 passing yards, 323 rushing yards. We had 150 passing, 140 rushing. We had 4.8 yards per play. They had 7 yards per play. We had 7 sacks. Jesus Christ. We had 1 interception. We had 1 fumble. So time of possession, they held the ball for 42 minutes and 51 seconds. We held the ball for 23 minutes and 38 seconds. You're not going to – that's almost double what we had the ball, right? So think about that. When you look at how much we gave rushing, and again, some of that was Daniel Jones scrambling when we were man-to-man. I'm not excusing it. I'm just giving it to you. But they held the ball for 42 minutes and 51 seconds. We held the ball for 23 minutes and 38 seconds. That is almost, unless you're scoring on every possession, that's tough to win. That is tough to win. And, guys, special teams was bad today, but I also got to call out Penix. Penix did not have a good game today. He made some bad throws. Penix has got to set his feet. I don't know if he's regressed, but he looked bad. He looked like a rookie today. He did not throw specifically to Mooney. Okay, you're throwing out. Now Mooney had one where he dropped. I mean, that's just inexcusable. I mean, on offense, I mean, I got to give it to Drake and Algier. They balled out. Bijan was his usual self. Mooney didn't have a great game, but to me, Penix has got to be better at delivering the ball. He's got to step into his throws. You got to make better throws there, Penix. Penix was bad today. It's just bottom line. Penix was not good. Special teams was awful today. You guys there? Okay. I froze for a second. Special teams was awful. Special teams was god awful today. And I don't know what we need to do about it. I mean, we gave up 40 and 50-yard runs like we were handing out programs at church. Here, you get a 50-yard run. You get a 50-yard run. You get a 50-yard run. Hey, you take one too. Hey, you want? It was just, you can't. That's just bad, man. That was just bad. That was bad. Offensively, we put up 25 points. I feel like you probably could have put up 30, 31, 32, 35 today. I mean, when it mattered most, we just looked lost on offense. We looked lost. And you know, again, as an offensive coordinator, you got to call the best plays. You just ran the ball down their throat to score. Why not do that again? Or why not run plays off of that? How about some play action plays? When you're running off of that, just wow, man. You gotta be better than that. You have to be better than that. I mean, we were just bad today. And we were good. That's the sad part. Like, the offense had its moments where, they came to play. We made some plays. Drake made a great play. Algier, made some great plays. Penix made some good throws today. But it was like Jekyll and Hyde, this was a microcosm of our season. This game was a microcosm of our season. A lot of good plays, more bad plays, and we found a way to lose when we had the victory right there. You know what I mean? We found a way to lose when we had the victory right there. And at 3-6, I don't know how you come back from that. I don't know how you come back from that. It's pretty bad. I mean, again, at 3-6, when the closest team to you is 5-3, that's tough. And you've got tiebreakers to some of them. That means you're 4 games behind with, I think, 8 to go. So we're 3-6. Yeah, we got 8 games to go. You got to go 8-0. And I don't see this team doing that. I really don't. Smooth C says, why did we end regulation with timeouts in our pocket? Smooth C, I really don't have a problem ending regulation there because you had 9 seconds and I didn't want to throw it away and the offense didn't look comfortable. And you saw what they did when we got the ball in regulation. Like, it was bad. It's just a culmination of bad play, right? So Penix makes a bad throw to Mooney on that out there on the left side, which would have put us. It was just bad, man. It's bad. We should have had some play action there. You should have had Tyler in the game. Should have had Tyler. You got to recognize what's working and what's not. If you wanted to have Bijan and Tyler in the game, that's fine. But you got to have Tyler in the game on that last drive. You have to have Tyler in that game on the last drive. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. It was it was pretty bad, man. I don't know where you go from here, right? It doesn't appear that your rookie quarterback is progressing. It looks like he's regressed. It looks like we don't know what plays to call. Special teams was a disaster today, an absolute disaster today. And I mean, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? I mean, it's 3-6. Do you get rid of Zach Robinson? Do you get rid of Raheem? Do you keep them and say, hey, we just tough it out to the next year? Do you try and go 8-0? What do you guys think we should do here in the chat? And those of you out in the Twitterverse, those of you watching on Facebook, give me your thoughts on what do you guys think we should do here? What's our next step as an organization? What should we do here? Smoothie says, why did Rock call timeout when they had no timeouts before the kick? I think he was thinking if they make it, we'll have 20 or so seconds and maybe we can do something. But that first play was so bad, it put you in a position like, what do you do? And Penix can't be, although in Penix's defense, it did look like he was trying to throw it to Kyle Pitts. Now it was a bad throw, but it looked like, I mean, you may as well just take the sack there. But he called the timeout. It's like he just calls. I don't understand Raheem's timeout concept, right? Because you don't call timeouts in the first half when you should, and then you get to the second half. Oh my God, I mean, not that it may have impacted their kicker. They could have missed it, but gosh, man, it's like our Falcons loss list lately. The last two have been ones that we could have won. We could have won. With better coaching, we could have won. Instead of 3-6 right now, we could be 5-4. And that's tough, man. That's just tough. That is tough, man. Yeah, Smoothie says fundamentals. Exactly. Penix got to go back to the drawing board, man. Penix did not have a great game today. He made some good throws, but he made more bad throws than good. And the bad throws that he made were in tough situations where we really needed it. And a good throw may get you a first down there, may extend the drive there. I mean, I honestly don't know. John Brooks says fire Raheem and Zach now. I'm not mad at it, John. I'm not mad at it at all. I am not mad at it at all. It's just bad, man. I mean, it's hard to watch that, right? I mean, you see that we led most of the game. If we led most of the game. Smooth C says, if you fire, who are the interims? That's a good question. I mean, you might have TJ Yates call, or maybe Doug Williams' son call plays. Obviously, Ulbrich would take over as your interim coach, and you have Ulbrich, call the defense. But can it be worse than it is now? I mean, I'm legitimately asking the question. I'm not saying fire or not fire. I'm asking the question: can it be worse than it is now? Right? Can it be worse than it is now? To John Brooks' point, to Smooth C, can it be worse than it is now? That's like that's my only thing. If you do the same thing and accept a different result and expect a different result, that is the definition of insanity. I mean, we're 3-6 here. We keep doing the same thing. We get right up to the last minute and we find a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And I'm not saying you should fire Raheem. I love Raheem. I think Raheem's a great speaker and awesome. But at some point, something's got to give, man. Something's got to give. You definitely can keep Zach Robinson. You can keep him. Okay? You can keep him. You can keep him. I mean, I'm just, I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I just don't know. 3-6, you're pretty much out of the play. I mean, you didn't trade anybody away. So what are we doing here, guys? That's what I want to know. Like, just what are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? John Brooks says T. Will Raheem is car salesman, bro. He is what it is. No, I mean, look, at this point, I'm not backing anybody but Ulbrich. I mean, and I love Raheem. I'd love to hear Raheem talk. I think Raheem is a great defensive coordinator. I think he has the potential to be a great leader. I just don't understand. You know, I don't understand, man. We seem to find a way to lose games. That's just the bottom line. You know, we seem to find a way to lose games. That's what we do. You know. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. Smooth C says Zach is bidding time for OK State, and maybe he is, but you know what? This isn't all on Zach today. It's not. Penix is look. We got to hold Penix accountable, right? Same way we held Kurt accountable. Got to hold Penix made some terrible throws today. Some terrible throws today in some situations where you needed them. Look, you got to hold Penix accountable like you would hold anybody else. And I know he's a rookie, and I'm not saying to get rid of him. But he hurt us today. He hurt us today. He's got to be better. When you throw that out, it's got to be better. You can't miss Seals. Seals is running wide open. That's a miss. You can't miss that. You got to hit those. You got to hit those. Yeah, there's enough blame to go around. I'm not saying this is all on Penix. Penix had his good moments today, but in my humble opinion, they were outweighed by his bad. You look. Lest we not forget on that third down, when we scored that touchdown to go up by 3 points, we ran the ball for the most part. We ran the ball. Okay, we ran the ball to Tyler, which begs the question: why did we not do that? Why don't we see more of that? And look, at no disrespect to Bijan, but what are we doing? You run the ball, you scored 25 points, you get the 2-point conversion. We almost never get a 2-point conversion. Jesus. You got to run that ball when you get it in OT, man. You see whatever they were doing from a pass blocking, from a pass rush perspective, it was getting to us. You got to take the pressure off and run the ball, or maybe run some play action out of that. Same formation, run some play action out of that. Please run some play action out of that. John Brooks says Penix has to make better decisions. I know he's a rookie, but he has to be better. Agreed. Craig, we got Craig in the chat. Craig says a lot of the blame is on Raheem and some blame is on Zach. I do agree Penix needs to be better with his footwork and being more accurate. We got my man Wallace Smith in the building. What up, Wallace? How you doing, man? How those Snickers ice cream bars, Wallace Smith? I could take a few of those right now, the day I've had watching these Falcons. Wallace says, what's good, fam? And Penix missed a lot of throws today, and he's got to be more accurate with his throws. Amen, brother. Amen. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And am I putting this loss on Penix? No, I'm not. I'm not. There's enough blame to go around. But if we held Kirk accountable, then we have to hold Penix accountable. Penix made some terrible throws today, and it's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? You if it's there, you got to make the throw. Sills is wide open across the middle. If you make that throw, that's a 30, 40-yard play, right? That's you gotta make that throw there. That play to Mooney on the out, you're a yard away from a first down if you make that throw. And you could see Mooney was frustrated. You could see he was frustrated with Penix, and they got to work that out. They got to work that out. Smooth C says Bijan should not be there late in the game. I don't know that Bijan shouldn't be there, but Tyler should definitely be out there with him. Let's put it that way. Okay? I mean, you could run plays to both, but Tyler should be out there. Craig says, we also have players on this team that has been in the league for years now. Example, Pitts, that was terrible today by dropping pass, just like Mooney did as well. Yeah, Pitts dropped a pass. He did. But, Pitts came back and made some catches too, you know. Pitts made some catches. Mooney was just, I don't know. Mooney didn't have a good day. It is what it is. Mooney did not have a good day. Craig says, I don't know what else Blank has to see to know Raheem is Zach. Ain't it? He better have Home Depot boxes waiting for both of them in Atlanta with their stuff packed. Hey, man, I don't think you told any lies there, Craig. I don't have an issue with anything you said, brother. I don't have an issue with anything you said. It was just bad business out there, man. Just bad business out there today, man. I just bad, man. Just wow. I don't know what to say. I honestly I don't know what to say. It's like, again, we snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, and it's right there, man. It's right there. Dixon Way says, why the hell do you call a timeout in a fire drill field goal situation? I don't know, Dixon Way. I don't know what the hell Raheem said. I don't know. I really don't, man. I don't. Wallace says, and our special teams have fell off big time, and our offense is going to be our downfall the rest of the season. And once again, oh my goodness. And we're too small up front to stop the run. Yeah, we are. We need a couple of D tackles. We need some big boys. You know what I mean? I like what we got. We just need to add to the entourage. We just need two big booty, big old booty defensive linemen. As my guy Scott Karasik says, fat guys win championships, man. We need some more fat guys. That's what we need, man. We definitely need some more fat guys. I think if you got some fat guys in there, I think we're okay. And we need a kicker. Maybe we don't. I don't know. Oh boy, Craig says, I hope nobody's surprised by the fact that our run defense sucked, because he has all year. It's funny. Oh gosh, you guys are coming in. It's funny. We cut a defensive lineman this week, but we were not deep in the rotation today. Yeah, man. I don't know. Carlos says, I'm going for some spa treatment. Self-care and mental wellness matters. I will see y'all in a few. Hey, Carlo, man, go ahead and do what you got to do, brother. Go on ahead and do what you got to do. I'm not mad at that at all, brother. Not mad. Craig says, our new field goal kicker did good. And he did. I have no issues with the kicker today. He was all right. D. Craig, no worries, guys. We will be able to use those timeouts from the first half in the next game because Raheem has them in his back pocket. Oh, wow. Wallace says, I said the same thing. Why did Raheem call the timeout and at the wrong time when they had to rush their special teams on the field? That he probably would have missed that field goal. I mean, they definitely would have been more pressed. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Raheem was thinking. And again, man, I love me some Raheem. I do, but I don't know what the hell Raheem is thinking. I really don't. I really I'm truly 100% perplexed. Why would you call that timeout there? Right? I mean, I have no idea, man. Like I don't want to say it's comical, but it's comical. I mean, it really is. It is comical. It's comical, man. I mean, I don't know what to say. You know, I don't know what he was thinking. Because if you let it run and they kick it, then they kick it. You're probably not going to do anything on offense anyway. You know, why call timeout there? I don't I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't. You know, I don't know. But hey, man, this is catharsis. You know, let's extol the virtues of the Falcons and how we want them to win, and let's also exercise some negative feelings, and let's just get them out so we can move on to next week's game against whoever the hell we play. But I think this one hurts so much because we had it, man. I feel like we had this one. You know, it just feels like we had this one. Craig says Raheem is the GOAT and he will bring at least 2 Super Bowls to Atlanta. Ah! Oh boy. Craig's being sarcastic there. Guys, I mean, again, man, I'm kind of speechless today. Like I don't I really got to go back and watch that game again. To be honest, it's going to take some. I'm going to have to go back, and literally just watch this game again because I don't know. I literally don't know. I don't understand how we could lose that game. You know, I don't understand how we could lose the game. It's just it's sad. You know. It's baffling. You know, minute 44 seconds. I'm blitzing them every down. I'm sorry. I'm blitzing them. I am blitzing them every down. You know, I'm not gonna sit back on any plays. I'm coming to get them every down. I'm making it uncomfortable for them. I'm hitting Daniel Jones. I mean, if you're leaving it in the defense's hands, at 25-22, a minute 44, that's the game right there. You got to go win it. You know, that would be the only. I don't want to say criticism, but that would be the only thing I would say that I didn't really agree on defense. We got my guy Scott Karasic like Jurassic. Oh man. Pace yourself. Let her have it, Scott. What gives? What's going on? Give me your thoughts.
As much as I love that our defense finally has a fucking pass rush, it's great. Love the pass rush. Can't stop the goddamn run.
No.
And then when we actually have a lead, it's like 19-13 or whatever, or 17-13 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We don't run the ball.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, I want to just drive up to Flowery Branch and sit in the room with Zach Robinson and be like, hey, listen, why are we not calling Texas routes for Bijan Robinson? There was a 3rd down in a crucial situation today, and they were throwing the ball to David Sills over the middle. And Bijan was sitting back in pass protection doing literal nothing because they ran 3 guys into it. Call Bijan on a Texas route, make them respect that route. It changes so much for your offense. No mesh over the middle, underneath. They're like, when they do call Mills, they don't call it correctly because they call it in like a weird 2nd and 2 situation when you're supposed to be calling it in like a 1st and 10 situation. They don't marry their play action to their run concept. And when they do call play action, they call just some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Like, we blame the offense. The defense is just as bad on this one, though. You can't allow 300 yards on the ground and act like your defense is perfectly fine.
I don't think they were perfectly fine, but I got to be honest, man. Defense was on the field for 42 minutes today. Like, you know.
Trust me, I get where you're coming from there. I absolutely do. I'm just saying you allowed 300 yards on the ground.
I get it. I get it.
And a lot of that was 53 yards of uncontained quarterback.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Jones ran one designed run for a yard, and that was a sneak. I don't blame the defense for giving that up. You allow a yard. It was a third down. It's a quarterback sneak. It's the hardest play in football to defend. It's a 92 or 93% successful play. Like, that's whatever. I'm not going to fault them for that play, but I'm going to fault them for the other 52 yards they allowed on those 6 scrambles, including that 19-yarder on the 3rd and 21.
Yeah, see, here's my problem with that one. You didn't rush 5 on that one. And if it's me on 3rd and 21, I'm not sitting back. I'm rushing 51. He clearly was having an issue with that. I'm sending 5.
I'll be honest. I'm either sending 3 and I have a spy named Jalen Walker, because Walker has shown he can spy this year. And you know what? He might get 5 yards on the play, Jones, right? I'm okay if it's 3rd and 21 and they get 5 yards. I don't care if that happens. I'm pissed off when it's 3rd and 21 and they get 19.
Oh, no, I agree. I mean,
so
I agree, but
I don't mind the 3 and a spy idea. And I don't mind the idea of doing like a 5-6 man rush, bet the house, and then if you get burned, you get burned. I'm okay with that idea too. But the send 4 and not have a spy, like, that doesn't work for me. This is one of those games that I knew that they were going to be competitive. I knew they were going to keep it close. I wasn't expecting us to win. The Colts are a good team, and they pull games like this out of their ass every week. We don't have that kind of killer instinct that the Colts have right now. We just don't. And a lot of it comes down to Zach Robinson not knowing what the fuck he's doing. No punches pulled here, man. I'm so fucking tired of Zach Robinson and his play calling that makes no goddamn sense. There's no deep outs that were working last year. There's no crossing routes that were working last year. There's no fucking basic concepts in this offense that would work that he's just not calling.
And why is he not calling them though? Is it
because he's stupid? Like, though he called a crossing route to Pitts, right? Pitts drops it. And then he shelves it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I don't.
Until late.
I don't.
Both of Pitts' catches were on crossing routes. He had a 25-yarder and a 13-yarder on these crossing routes. What? Like, yeah, Craig, I saw Penix chewing them out, and Penix needs to continue to chew them out because I'm very tired of this shit. And I'm sure he's tired of this shit. No one likes to lose, and that's all this team has been doing lately. They got to come back this week, beat the hell out of Carolina, because I am tired of hearing these Carolina Panthers fans in my mentions too.
Yeah, well.
Sorry, I'm
No, I get it, man. I get it. You got to exercise those negative emotions. I totally understand, Scott. It's and I just feel like we had this. You know,
we had last week too.
Yeah. And you just can't keep doing this, man. It's unfortunate. Craig says, is this the second week in a row when the defense got 5 to 6 sacks, couple of turnovers, and we still lost?
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Which is mind-boggling because, I mean, I know we gave up some runs. I don't have an issue with the defense's effort because it's right there for you in the end. And if you have confident offensive play, we win this game. If you have competent special teams play, we win this game.
If you don't go 3 straight passes in a situation where you're up by 5 points right at the end of the game, and you just kick the field goal to go up, or maybe it's 4 points. You're up 4 points. You got the ball. Just keep running the fucking ball. Pull the clock down. We didn't do any clock saving anything today, and I don't understand why. Or clock burning anything today.
No, we didn't. We didn't. We definitely didn't, man. I mean, I don't know, Scott. It's frustrating. Wait, what do you say? Wallace says, and once again, another season gone down the drain. And now we'll have to see what Mr. Blank is going to do at the end of the season. Dixon Way says, there are no Texas routes in our playbook. Craig says, common sense play calling doesn't exist in Atlanta. Craig says, did y'all see Penix chewing out Pitts and Zach today? I mean, yeah, I don't know, Scott. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here, brother. I don't know where we go, you know? This is one of the most talented teams, Falcons teams that I've ever seen, but it just seems like we find ways to lose. You know, we definitely find ways to lose. John Brooks says, bro, if I'm the players that have contracts that are up on this team, I'm peacing out when my contract is up. John, that's a good point. That is a good point. That is a good point. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, we got Mr. Dixon Way in the building. Dixon, Larry, what it do, man? How you doing?
Fire Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson. Thank you for having me on the stream. I apologize for being rude.
No, it's fine, man. I get it.
No, you're good, man. I'm with you at this point on both Raw and so the Falcons started 6-3 last year. Since that start, we're 5-12.
5-12, man. Raheem is the worst head coach in Falcon history. He's had
I don't agree there.
I know we had better records. I know we had teams with worse records. I'm talking about simpleton stuff we miss. Okay? You don't call timeout to save time at the end of the first half. And you do.
All I'm going to say is there were some teams in the 60s and 70s that were just atrocious.
And the 80s.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean,
and the 80s. That's fair.
Like you could say since like 2000, I would agree.
Okay, since 2000.
Even then, Petrino. But like
this century. Yes, this century, he's the worst.
Yeah, we'll say this century. Because there's some good and bad ones.
I'm looking at it, man. I've never seen a coach bail a team out, call a timeout in a fire drill situation. Guys, if you never played football, that's a fire drill situation. It's 21 seconds. I'm seeing the wide receiver holding the ball saying, do we spike it? What? He don't know where to do with it. That clock would have ran down to like 2 seconds, and they would have had to get their team out there, their special teams out there, and make a fire drill kick. Okay? You called a timeout before they even had a chance to switch. The offense was still on the field. They wasn't even switching out. This kicker missed an extra point and he missed a 50-yard kick. You basically made it a regular kick. Like, great job, Raheem. You're the smartest coach I ever seen in my life. You can't defend this, man. You can't defend this. Now, Michael Penix had some horrible throws, selling the ball, underthrowing the ball, throwing on his back foot. Footwork definitely got to be worked on. But again, I didn't see my offensive coordinator who's on the field ever talk to Michael Penix. I saw him biting his fingernails. I saw him over there by himself looking at film. But again, man, that's a disconnect with this coaching staff. And while he did not play well, Darnell Mooney dropped pass. Kyle Pitts dropped the pass. But again, overall, just like Scott said, dude, you're up 17-13 and you're not running the freaking ball. What are we doing?
With two of the better running backs in the league on a day that Michael Penix doesn't have his best game on him. You got to protect the quarterback too. And they're not doing any play action.
We ran one play under center and Tyler Algier got about 12 or 13 yards. That was the only time. It's like he do it to stick the finger to the fans. He literally does it to stick the finger to the fans and say, look, I did it at least once. We are the least play action running team in the league. We don't marry our plays together. We out here just calling plays like we just learned Madden. Like literally, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no play that's going to beget another play. That's going to beget another play. So in the fourth quarter, something is open. No, we just calling plays randomly.
Just
Shout out to
randomly.
Big Low. Look what I can do. That's what we're doing.
What I can do.
Even if all they did was run stretch, and then run a play action off the stretch, that would be an improvement.
Yes, it would. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, because, see, people tell me, oh, it's too easy to blame the coaches, blame the players. Players have blame. Players definitely have blame. But I'm telling you, man, when you don't marry when your playbook or your play calling is so rudimentary that when we get those big runs by Bijan, he's consistently making that wide open guy miss. At least one, maybe two. It happened all game, and I said it during my watch along. I was like, guys, watch how many guys Bijan make miss in the initial guy getting to him. You know, so it's just mind-boggling, man. We have way too much talent to be struggling like this, and we're 3-6. And yeah, I mean, there's no playoffs. There's no hope for playoffs. And as long as we draw this string out, are we going to give Raheem another year? Of course Arthur Blank's going to do it, because Arthur Blank will give Arthur Smith one, and he's going to give Raheem Morris one. But if Raheem Morris won't fire his homie, then he'll down that sword. He'll stand on business, and the business will be out the door.
And here's the thing. I think it's very possible that Raheem gets bailed out by Oklahoma State.
Yes. I agree with that 100%, Scott.
He doesn't fire Zach Robinson. Zach's like, hey, I'm going to go be a head coach at Oklahoma State. And then Rock can be like, all right, well, let me go hire a different homie in like a Mike McDaniel that I used to coach with.
Yes. Okay, I would like that. I still think our lack of detail is horrible. I still think that getting in and out of plays, I'm starting to think that's more Mike also. I think it's 50-50. No, I did see Mike verbally telling Zach Robinson, get me the goddamn on play. I saw it out of his mouth. I read his lips.
That's on Zach. That's on Zach. That's 100% on Zach. Because if they're not getting the play until 25 seconds, it takes 5-6 seconds to say the play. Then it takes 8-9 seconds to line up. So that's 15 seconds. That's why they're lining up with 10 at best sometimes seconds on the play clock. And you're just like, can this team get it together?
Hey, Scott, do we play with a script? I say no. Like at the beginning of the game, you know, the great offensive coordinators have 15 to 20 plays they script out based on the tendencies of a team. I don't feel like we have a script.
Maybe like 6 plays on it. Because you watch the first
the
5
beer. We run the beer. The beer.
The first 5-6 plays of the game. There's a little bit of a script, right? There's a little bit of a script. You can see it because you're like, okay,
we run the beer.
But there's no like flow chart in Zach Robinson's mind, which is what you're saying when you say they don't call something to build something later. Zach Robinson doesn't have that capability, and you see it every single week where you're like, okay, well, if we run the stretch, and we run the inside zone, and we call a play action, and we know how that affects, maybe we should call some levels concepts with dig routes. Okay, that would give us some interesting, fun looks. Don't call that. No. Don't call a post that would actually hit if they could. I'm just the route concepts in the offense make no sense.
Zero. Yeah, it's like there's no purpose. There's no you know, as Larry said, you got to marry concepts to each other. You run a play maybe 2 or 3 times to set up the play action. I don't see that. I don't see a rhyme or reason. But let's get into these stats. Total net yard for the Falcons, 290. For the Colts, a whopping 519 yards. That man, Jonathan Taylor, got 244 rushing yards. We had to stop him to win. We didn't. And we see what happened. Turnovers. Falcons got 2. That we won the turnover battle.
Yes, we
Falcons got
did.
2 turnovers.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate they got 1. Falcons had 7 sacks.
Yep.
7
From 7
sacks.
different guys. Like, as somebody who's like a massive pass rush advocate for the last decade or decade plus since we had John Abraham, I like, a lot of people were like, oh, we need that one big guy. Well, what happens when that one big guy goes out, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we've got 14 different guys who've had a sack this year.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Like we have 29 total sacks on the year, and we got 14 guys contributing to that total. Like, that's the kind of defense that I've always wanted. Mike Nolan used to talk about, we're going to get 40 sacks, but it's going to be from 10 different guys, right? That's what I want.
I mean, I concur, Scott. It's just that we can't really sing the praises of the defense when Jonathan Taylor runs through us like it's Tecmo Bowl. We called the play, but it's just like Bo Jackson.
That's what I was saying, man.
He got hit at the line like Bo Jackson and popped out and ran for an 82-yard run. Like, I felt like I was watching Tecmo Bowl.
Bad. Hey, Larry, adjust your phone a little bit. You're kind of sitting sideways.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm about to go, guys. I'm out trying to get some food for the family. When I get back home, then I'll probably try to jump back on. But thank you for having me on, man. I'll try to get back on, but I'm trying to get some food for the family when I was out. But I definitely wanted to come in and say my spiel and stuff, man. I don't know how you justify this, but I'm sure there's going to be a way. I didn't even listen to the press conference. Did you guys listen to the press conference? I did. I didn't. Because
I've never listened to press conferences from coaches that I believe are just going to blow smoke up my ass.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, can you get us some burgers?
Some burgers?
Yeah, some burgers while you're out. Can you get us some burgers?
I can look for a new head coach and offensive coordinator.
All right, that'll be fine. We'll take that instead. That'll be fine. That'll be all right,
guys. Y'all have a great stream, man.
Hey, Larry, tell these folks where they can find you before you drop off, man.
You can find us at the Dixon Way. No more streams today since it was the early one, but me and the beautiful Shonda was up right out in Bushy Tail. Actually, she was working overnight, so she didn't even go to sleep watching that debacle. So, yeah. But, yeah, you guys can find us on the Dixon Way on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Rumble, or X. And, yeah, another loss. Falcons are 3-6. Can't outrun the South. Can't even outrun the South. This is pitiful, man. It is what it is, man. It's time for a change. But let's see if Arthur Blank gives them another year. That's the only question right now.
Agreed. Agreed. Matter of fact, let's ask the chat. Chat, if you feel like Arthur Smith's going to give Raheem another year, drop a 1. If you feel like no, he's going to cut him, drop a 2. Let us know. Let us know how you feel. Antonio, and hey, Larry, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, we'll see you. Antonio says, clearly Zach's scheme doesn't fit Michael Penix, and clearly having all this talent means nothing when coaching is inefficient. Craig says, I feel like Blank will change his habits because he is older in age. Pink slips need to be ready. Craig also says, I feel like in order to keep players and attract players, Blank will need to make coaching changes, and Raheem is also costing him money because the bins will be empty. And it will be. That is a good point. That bins, boy, it's going to be tumbleweeds up in there. Or it's going to be filled with Panthers fans, whichever comes first. We got James Shank 95. James, what's going on? Welcome to the show, man. Good to see you. Welcome. James says, I don't want Ra to be fired if it means we lose Ulbrich. Zach sucks and needs to go at the special and take the special teams coordinator with him. No, I agree with that because I don't want to lose Ulbrich. That's a good point, James. I don't want to lose Ulbrich, but I don't know, man. I'm at a crossroads here. I truly am at a crossroads here. John Brooks says maybe we can answer the question, why are we not pushing the ball down the field? I don't know. You know what, Scott? I don't know why not go back to Tyler there on that first series in OT. You know, that's what, because you went to Tyler on that series, you scored the touchdown, and it's 25-22. They come back, they kick the field goal, you get the ball to start off the OT period. Why not go back to Algier there? feed the hot hand. I mean, to me, that's where we're lacking. Is in clutch time scenarios, we make really bad decisions. And we come up with really bad calls. And
when you're up 17-13 and your run game's averaging 5.5 yards per carry at that moment, you go pass happy.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it's the middle of the third quarter. We're not talking about a crazy spot here, right? In middle of the third quarter, that is when you decide to rest your defense, not go pass happy.
I don't know, man. Greg says, you never know. The new coach might keep Ulbrich and Nate Ollie. But regardless, Raheem and Zach and the special teams coordinator has to go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And don't get me wrong, I love Raheem, but at a certain point, you got to do something. I mean,
you want a hot take on those long returns? If you go back and watch all of those long returns,
yeah, our special teams was awful today.
The first guy to miss a tackle on each one of them was J.D. Bertrand. On the punt, they missed 2 block in the backs on the big punt return. This ref situation was rough. They missed a lot of holdings.
Because they were holding. They missed a lot of holds. They did. They really
missed
did.
A lot of holds on the Colts.
Yeah.
Especially in the pass rush.
Yeah, they did. They did. They really did. But dude, 7 sacks. I mean, offense, you got to be better there, man. I mean, it's no shit. You have to be better there. You got to be better. You got to be better. Craig says, respectfully, Beltran sucks. Yeah, I can't defend Beltran, man. But I can't. John Brooks says, I need a coach that has fire again. I know T. Will said no to this, but bring in Nick Saban. We need a coach with fire. T. Will, I know you say no to this, but bro, we need a coach like him. There's no other way. You know what? As long as it's not Belichick, I mean, hey. But I don't know that Nick can coach professional players. Like Nick can coach college guys who he has leverage over, but professional players, I don't know. I don't know that that's his jam. I don't know. But hey, I would, John, I wouldn't mind if you bring in a balanced guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to say a disciplinarian because you don't want to alienate folks, but a guy that knows when somebody needs a swift kick in the rear and when somebody needs a pat on the back. Somebody that's more even keeled and balanced. I'll take that. I will take that. Craig says Saban ain't coming. Saban is enjoying retirement. Scott, where we go from here now? 3-6. Do you think we can win 8 games in a row, Scott? Thoughts?
Let's just try to beat the Panthers next week.
I mean,
again, take it week by week. The NFL is a week-to-week league.
Yeah.
Can this team win every game out there for the rest of the season? Can they? Absolutely. We are at our lowest low mentally as fans because we've just lost 4 straight games, right? We're all pissed off, annoyed, frustrated with this team and all the bullshit that goes along with it, right? And maybe I've finally started to distance some. I can be pissed off, but I give myself normally an hour and a half to feel pissed off, and then I turn off Twitter.
Yeah.
And I turn off a bunch of other stuff, and I'm just I'm just gonna watch these other teams. Because when you watch other teams around the league, you watch more ball, you realize there's a lot of good football teams. There's a lot of bad football teams too that happen to have good records or bad records. Bad teams with good records, good teams with bad records. There's only so much you can do. So I'm not as worried about that. I'm more just frustrated overall because this team has too much potential to be where they're at. Can they beat the Panthers? Yes. Can they beat the Saints? Yes. Can they beat the Jets? Yes. Can they beat the Seahawks? Yes. Can they beat the Bucks? Yes. Can they beat the Cardinals? Yes. Can they beat the Rams? Yes. Every team in the NFL is beatable. Every single one of them. This team has a group that could easily beat a bunch of guys and beat a bunch of teams. They have the talent. The talent's there. They don't have the coaching, at least not on the offensive side of the ball. And honestly, as much as I love what Ulbricht's done to the pass rush, this run defense is trash.
Yeah.
Like, again, I love Jeff Ulbrich and what he's done with this pass rush. But the run defense has to really get better at playing their run fits. They don't do a good job there. And again, we talked about one gap philosophy and everything. If one of those gaps is not filled correctly, it is a busted play, and you see things like that 82-yard score by Jonathan Taylor. And I hate to say it, but if Bertrand can't fill that gap, which we've seen that he can't multiple times, and then it slipped over into his special teams because he missed two gaps that he should have. They were his gap in special teams. You know how bad you have to be attacked in special teams play, where they specifically target your gap on a return? Like, do you know how bad you have to be at special teams for them to target your gap on a return? That is what happened on their big returns. They created their blocking to where it wedged where Bertrand's spot was. They knew exactly where he was going to be, and they blocked to get it to there. They know exactly where Hodge is going to be, and they block him out of the play in the back. Every single time. You know where Hodge and Ford are? Those are your tags. Block those guys out of the play. You know where the weak links are? Block into those guys and follow your blocks. And that happened on both of their big returns. And honestly, I don't know why Pinion wasn't kicking it out of the back of the end zone on kicks. At this point, you know your coverage unit's liability. Just kick it out.
35. Thank you.
I trust my defense more than I trust my special teams right now.
Thank you. Yeah.
So if I'm Marquise Williams, I just say kick the bitch out. Just kick it out the back. I don't care. Okay. And if they're too dumb and they return it while they're in there, let it be. Just let it be. It's totally fine. No big deal.
Let me ask you this. Lovie Smith, Mike McCarthy, Steve Wilkes, Brian Flores. Who's your choice there?
Not a single one of them.
Okay. Then who's your choice if we gotta find a new coach?
I might get some flack here because he used to coach for the Saints. But I really like what Clint Kubiak is doing with the Seahawks on offense. I think if you want an offense that's similar to what they're running in terms of basic concept of stretch run, interior runs, that kind of stuff, but also passing concept is completely different than what they're running and it's much more similar to what they're running in Minnesota or what they're running in San Francisco. That's the guy you want. I would take Clint Kubiak here as head coach if he's going to bring in that San Francisco, Minnesota style offense. We thought that's what we were getting with McVay, by the way. Or not McVay, with Robinson, because that's what McVay tends to run. We didn't get it.
Yeah.
We didn't get it at all. Kubiak adjusts his offense as he goes. He would be my top choice by just period. End of story. He is my top choice. Okay. I don't know why we haven't looked into at least a guy like him. Worst case scenario, maybe we go over there and we're like, you know what? Let's take Jake Peets from them. Or let's look at the Minnesota staff for an offensive coordinator and take, I don't know, Josh.
You froze.
Take Scott, Josh McCown. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Josh who?
McCown,
Okay.
Minnesota quarterbacks coach. Grab him. Make him our offensive coordinator. Bring in a wide receiver. Bring in 2 wide receivers coaches so that if you fire one, you get a decent wide receivers coach to back them up. I don't know why Ken Zampese is not the quarterbacks coach. And if you're worried about an offensive coordinator, you know what? Make Ken Zampese the offensive coordinator if you fire Robinson. If they come out and lay another egg against Carolina next week, you have to fire Zach Robinson. There is no other, oh, what do we do? You have to fire him. And the only guy that would make sense, and yeah, TJ would make sense, Ken Zampese actually has play calling experience. He led all those offenses with Andy Dalton and AJ Brown with the Bengals. You think he can't do what he was doing with them with Michael Penix and Drake London? Come on now.
What do we need to do to fix Penix? Because I know he's a rookie, but
easy buttons.
He didn't seem to be making these throws last year. You know, there were a couple that might sail on him, but the consistent just
easy buttons.
Okay. Define that for us.
So an easy button in an offense like this would be something as simple as a play action concept that's married up to your run concept with an underneath route for a running back to go and get a massive gain. Mm-hmm. We actually ran some of that stuff early in the year and then just stopped running it all of a sudden. It was too good. It was just getting too many yards. Featuring guys in open space, right? Creating routes that give you a guy that is wide the fuck open, like Kyle Pitts was 3 times today. Why stop calling that, even though Pitts dropped it? It's okay that Pitts dropped it. Keep calling it.
Go back to it
Pitts
again.
have a second opportunity. Go right back to it. If it was open once, call it again.
Yeah.
Call it again. And call it with a dig underneath for Drake London. So that, you know what? If they do cover that, Drake London's wide the fuck open on a dig.
Yeah.
The idea behind, like, hey, let's stick with this. Let's stick with this one guy, one route, even though it didn't work last time. Sometimes you have to stick with a concept, even though it didn't work. So.
Do you think the offensive line, the state of the offensive line, came into play in those late game scenarios when they sent pressures? When they were able to get home and rush and really put Penix in bad scenarios, do you think that was that the offensive line? Was that the play call? Was that Penix? Was it a combination of all three? Give me your thoughts.
When you keep running the same plays over and over again, and your formation tips off what the play is, that's coaching. Okay. If I'm an offensive coordinator and I have a certain formation and I know that tips that play off, you know what I'm going to run the next time I run that formation?
A variable of that play?
So let's say that I'm in pistol with Algier lined up as a fullback. Robinson's right behind me as the running back, or right behind the quarterback as the running back. And then you got Pitts, you got London, all that. I'm going to run a play action next time. If I know that specific formation says run 10 out of 10 times, I run a tendency breaker on myself.
Okay.
A good offensive play call sheet should include tendency breakers based off formation.
They have software for that, don't they? I would imagine they might even have AI for that would tell you, hey, you tend to do this here. I would imagine it would.
You don't even need AI, dude. You could get a fan to tell you, hey, that's a run, that's a pass.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if you're the offense and you got tendency breakers, you could. I'm saying you could probably. We are at the point in technology. You could script tendency breakers into your at least your first half. You could script tendency breakers in there in various scenarios. You could do that. You could plan it. If you, I mean,
Very
look, with the AI I use, I know that there's certain things you can plan. So I would imagine as an NFL franchise, you could put in certain tendency breakers. You could.
It
You
wouldn't
could
be
design it.
hard.
It wouldn't be hard at
You
all.
just upload your play sheet and say, hey, what's the tendency breaker for this
There you go.
shotgun 1x3 set that I like to run with Robinson in the backfield? Oh, what about a halfback dive? You don't run that. It's 3rd and 3. You got them completely spread out. They're in a pass rush set. They got 4 guys up front and everybody else is spread out playing coverage. And we don't hand the ball off sometimes. Actually, we never hand the ball off. You know what would really change how defenses approach that play? If we handed the ball off. Just once. In a game, on average. Just once a game on average. 1 tendency breaker a game. You don't have to do anything crazy.
Antonio, what up, Antonio? Says, I wouldn't be surprised if London or Bijan go sign somewhere else when it's time to resign them. I hope not. But hey, you can only take so much losing. You can only take so much losing. It's like we just snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and it gets old, man. It gets old.
It really does.
Gets old, man. It gets old. Everyone in the chat, who would you like to see coach this team if they do go ahead and promote Raheem the Customer at the end of the season? Who would you like to see coach this team? So Craig, Antonio, Mr. Wallace, John Brooks, James, everybody. Who would you like to see be the next coach of this team if they promote Raheem the Customer? Let me know. Let us know. It's interesting. So we'll see. Yeah, man. Well, we've got man. I just hate to see this one because I was super excited about it. It was such an exciting game until the end. It was a great game until it got to OT. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I felt like in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, here we go again. Not to be negative, but in the back of my mind, when it got to OT, I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. So I don't know, man. Next week, Scott, you and I got to get together Thursday, and we gotta talk this out, man. We will have had time to digest the loss and be able to talk about it more and dig into scenarios, but I think it goes without saying that the rest of this season is almost a win. If we are not out of it, we are so close. I mean, that ice underneath us is so thin.
Like I said, can this team win 8 straight?
Yeah,
absolutely. Does this team keep kicking themselves, shooting themselves in the foot? Absolutely.
Yeah. That's interesting. We got Miss Carrie in the building. Miss
What's
Carrie.
going on?
Miss
Hey,
Carrie,
Kimo
how
and
are
Scott.
you? Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Honestly.
Oh wow. I'm laughing because Miss Carrie has a rule. She doesn't go on shows immediately after Falcon losses. So she broke her rule. Miss Carrie, thank you for joining me and Scott here.
Of course.
Oh wow.
I appreciate you guys having me unexpectedly. How you doing, Scott?
I'm about ready to drive up Flowery Branch and slash Zach Robinson's tires so when he comes back to Atlanta, he can't get home and he has to live at the facility.
I'm about ready to buy him a plane ticket to Oklahoma, a one-way ticket. That's what I'm ready to do.
Yep.
But I'm with you. No, but I did break my rule because T Will, I just so happened to open Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and our friend of the show, Miles Garrett, our good friend Miles Garrett, he's at the locker room, doing the interviews, and he says that Drake London on the Falcons' third down woes. I just run the routes I'm given. I'm like,
Mm,
oh, it's starting. They're
mm,
starting to lose the locker room.
mm,
Yep. Zach Robinson is the main
Yep,
culprit of losing the locker room more than
I
anybody else.
agree. I
mm,
agree.
mm. Yeah. Craig says at this time I would just about take anyone as long as they can coach the simple fundamentals and be able to call timeouts and someone that can bring a competent OC to train Penix. Yeah, it looks like it is starting, Kerry. You know, it looks like we are witness, and I mean, at 3-6, can you blame them?
Not at all. It's unacceptable, in my opinion, at least that this team is 3-6. And as you know, like for me, I can accept losing. Like I'm not a sore loser. If we get beat by teams that are just better than us, what's actually infuriating for me is the way we lose these games. We
Yeah,
play up to our competition and we play down to our competition. Somebody asked me this week, Carrie, do you think we have a chance this week? I said, absolutely, we have a chance because we're playing a good team. So that means our team is gonna come out and play really well. And I just feel like you look at the bad teams we play and we play down to them. We play a good team, we play up to them. And to me, that's coaching. This team is very inconsistent. And it's unfortunate because we finally have a defense and it's just being wasted away. Um, I just feel like, yes, I mean, I apologize. I didn't get to go, like listen yet to what you guys have been talking about, but
You're
I
good.
just feel like, yes, Penix wasn't perfect. He made some errors, but honestly, you guys know I'm a big fan of his, and I just feel like we're failing him as far as coaching goes, as far as development goes. I don't see much growth from the head coach or the coordinator from last season to this season, even when they had Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. I mean, we're still having issues with play calling, timeouts. It's just the inconsistency is crazy. And I just feel like our offense, as we all know, is very predictable, and we're just not putting our best players in positions to win. And it's just actually terrible for me because I feel like we're wasting the talent that we have. I feel
Mhm.
like we have the talent to compete with anyone, and that's why you see us hanging with teams like the Bills, the Patriots. Today we were playing with the Colts, the number one offense in the league, and so for me it's very frustrating because yes, Penix wasn't perfect, but I feel like even if he was perfect, it's like we expect these players to play perfect in order to win. It's like they're going up an uphill battle on offense to try to get a
Yep.
win, to try to play well. It's like we're not playing to our players' strengths. And so for me, the OC has to go. He should already been gone, but I just don't see, I honestly don't see anything changing, even if we get rid of the OC and Raheem stays personally. But I mean, I know that's very likely that he will get a third year, but I don't know. It's hard for me at this point not to give up on Raheem as well.
that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair statement. Look, it's I'm speechless. Like I just because and I guess what bothers me is you go on that drive, man, that wonderful drive. You're up 25-22. Um, and you can't stop them from kicking the field goal, which I'm not blaming the defense. They were on the field 42 minutes. I mean, at some point something's got to give. But gosh, man, you get that ball, and offensively, we looked like we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing. Whatever they figured out, it going into OT, we couldn't stop it. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't block. We couldn't do anything. And what a great effort by this defense. I mean, 7 sacks. 7 sacks. we were at 22. We're at 29 sacks. How many sacks did we get last year? 31?
31 on the whole year.
We're at 29 sacks.
And
right
there's
now.
still 8 games left.
And still 8 games left.
This might be like one of, if not the best pass rush in the league this year, especially based on how many plays that they actually go against dropbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, 29 sacks, and this is the 9th game, you know? I mean, if there's one positive, we know how to get after the quarterback. It's unfortunate. It's funny, Carrie, at the beginning of the season, we were saying, oh, this offense is going to be unstoppable. If we could just get 40 sacks this year, we'd be something. We are at 31 sacks, and it's game 9. And you never can predict the future. You just can't, Carrie.
You know, I know.
You just can't.
John said he's surprised I'm not crashing out on Raheem Morris, used car salesman. Honestly, I'm trying to keep it respectful because this is the Falcon home of the Brave show. This is Scott and T. Will show, so I'm trying to keep it respectful. I'm technically a guest on their show, but yeah.
Carrie, I appreciate you keeping it respectful, but Carrie, any show I'm on, you're never a guest. You're family, just like Scott is. You're family, so it's okay. This just happens to be the Falcon home of the Brave, but Scott could as well come on our show and he'd be family there too. It is what it is.
I appreciate that, guys. I have to ask you guys, and again, I'm sorry if you guys did go over anything I asked, if it's repetitive, but
it's okay.
I didn't listen. So, how do you guys feel as far as Raheem goes? Do you have any faith in him as the head coach going forward? Do you think we could win with Raheem? He's a serial loser at this point. Do you have faith in him?
Scott? I guess for me, and I'm just going to answer this very bluntly, unless Raheem gets his head out of his ass and starts getting some fire in him on the sideline, I'm out. He has no fire. He just sits there like he's watching a game every single week.
Right. He's like a viewer, like a fan.
He's not even like a fan.
Well,
he's
true. I get more. Yeah, you're right.
He's very passive. I've never seen somebody coach a team with that little fire that he shows. There's no energy. There's no excitement. It's not like, oh my God, we just made a good play. On good, he's not happy. He's not excited. He's not dapping dudes up. On bad, he's not getting in dudes' asses the way he should. I need a guy who's got some fire to him. And that's not it.
Yeah.
I said it better myself, man.
I get it. I'm with you, Scott, honestly, because, and for me too, his decision making, in my opinion, is just bad. And as the head coach, you can't have that. And not only that, but it's not even like you're a head coach that's also calling the offense or calling the defense. You got one job, and you're the guy who oversees it all, and you're not even doing that well. So it's what do you do well? Every time they panned him on the sideline, he's just snapping on his bubble gum and staring at the Halo board. It's so frustrating. To your point, it's I never see him or Zach talking to Penix on the sideline. I don't get that. Why are you not coaching up your young quarterback? I don't get it.
Yeah. To me, and somebody said it, I don't know if it was Craig or it could have been John Brooks or somebody, but fundamentals, I don't see fundamentals of coaching. I don't, to your point, Kerry, I don't see us coaching up people on the sideline. I don't see Zach. Do Zach and Penix have a relationship? Because I rarely see them interact, and when they do, it's kind of like today where, I don't know, but I don't see, to your point, I don't see any coaching them up, I don't see that on the sideline. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I don't see it. What I do see is that in pressure situations, we fold, specifically on offense. today on special teams, but specifically on offense, in pressure situations when we needed over this losing streak, we fold. Just bottom line. So, a lot to fix, guys. A lot to fix. Carrie, how are you feeling going into this Carolina Panther match? Well, let me ask you this first, Carrie. You think we can win 8 in a row? Because that's what we're going to have to do. You think we can win 8 in a row?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be negative, but as a fan, of course, that's what I want. But do I think we can do that? If I'm being realistic and taking off like my Falcons goggles, like shading and rosy glasses, absolutely not. Like this team just lost 4 games in a row. Eh, we've now done this 2 seasons in a row under Raheem Morris, a 4-game losing streak, and I'm pretty sure we've been blown out 5 times in 2 seasons as well, with a losing record under Raheem Morris. So I have no faith, honestly, unfortunately, in this coaching staff. Do I think that the talent's there? Absolutely. But I've asked you, on past shows, can players win despite bad coaching? Like you can have, we saw it with Robert Saleh against us in that 49ers defense. They were missing key pieces, but he had young guys on defense. You have a good coach, they can coach those guys up to win a game. But I'm wondering if you have really great talent, can that talent carry you to wins despite bad coaching? I'm not so sure. So for me, I absolutely not. Honestly, it's unfortunate, but it would literally take a miracle.
Yeah, that's fair. I look at I'm not waving the white flag because I don't do that, but it's just hard to envision this team winning 8 in a row. The way we're playing right now, the decisions we're making, the calls we're making, it's hard to see this team win. You know what I mean? It's hard to see it. And again, that doesn't mean it can't happen. Look at Falcons all day, every day, Falcons. But I don't see it. Craig says, I want coaches that love to coach just like T will love to drive through. Amen. Amen, Craig. About to go to the drive through in about 20 minutes. 100%. Agreed, brother. Agreed. And you're making me hungry. Nerd King says, well, that's it, y'all. Season might be gone. And it could be.
Oh, it's gone.
And it could be. McCartney Ford
Like I said, barring a miracle.
Yeah.
Barring a miracle, the season's over.
Yeah, that's true. McCartney Ford Sr. says, I'd be pissed if I flew halfway across the world to see that bull arky. You know how much that trip was, Scott and Carrie? You know how much that trip was? Carrie, you there?
I mean, depends on who you're flying with, where you're staying, but it's going to cost you thousands, that's for sure.
$3,000. Yeah, at least $3,000.
Minimum $3,000.
Man.
I mean, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this because it sucks they lost, but I feel like, I feel like it wouldn't have been a waste personally. Like if you made the most of the trip to visit Germany and see the sights and make the most of the trip. And honestly, it was still a good game. Yeah, we lost, but it was like if they would have traveled all the way to Germany and like got blown out like the 30-0 Panthers game in Germany. Oh yeah, that would have been a terrible.
Like
but it was a
Jaguars
good game.
Or like the Jaguars game when we were in London.
Oh my gosh, Scott, remember that? We were watching, I literally watched the Falcons get embarrassed as like Toy Story characters.
I was there at the game.
Hey, Carrie, John wants you to coach the Falcons.
I'm not qualified, John. I'm
Carrie.
sorry. I can be their hype man, or I can be the one that accidentally puts laxatives in Zach Robinson's cup.
Oh, wow.
That's about all I can do.
Let me call the Falcons offense.
All right, so Scott's going to be your offensive coordinator.
And that's not even my best role, but Albrook's doing a great job at DC, so let him do it.
And you know what, Carrie? I will be I'll be in personnel. Yeah, you guys coach the team. I'll be in personnel. Craig says, in the offseason, we were more worried about getting Kirk off our team, but in all reality, he isn't even close to our main problem, like the coaching staff. John says, hashtag hire Kerry as head coach. There you go. There you go. Oh, man. I'm going to put that on Twitter, Kerry. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it today. McCartney Ford Sr., if it were up to me, Raheem would have to sit in the lavatory on the flight back. You don't get a seat, Raheem. Oh man, guys, I look at it's tough. Man.
Remember when I said good teams have bad records and bad teams have good records?
Yep.
The Panthers are losing to the Saints at halftime right now. The NFL is a week-to-week league, and we just have to hope we get lucky for 8 straight weeks, or at least 7 weeks, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got some tough games coming up, man. You got the Seahawks, you got the Rams, you got the Bucks again. Like, you have dug yourself into such a hole.
My view is just get back to 500. Just battle back. Win the Panthers, win the Saints, win the Jets, and then you've got 3 of your last 5 at home. One of those last 5 is against the Buccaneers in Tampa, which I'm okay with that. One of those last 5 is at Cardinals. You don't have a cold weather game to close the season out. Probably don't have a rainy game. If you win those next 3, and then you're wearing red helmets here and there, like they've got a real shot to actually win some games. But it starts against the Panthers. It should have started this week, but I never predicted this as a win since the Colts have been pretty solid. They should have won last week, but I wasn't predicting that as a win since the Patriots were good. The 2 games that they fumbled more than anything else were the Panthers and the Dolphins. Those were the 2 games they fumbled.
Yeah, that no lies were told. Craig says, the way it looks, I'll be watching the Falcons win the Super Bowl from my... Oh, Craig, we're not going to claim that. No, sir, Craig. We want you here with us for a long time. We're not even going to claim that, buddy. But I do understand the sentiment, especially on a day like today. I understand the sentiment, Craig. I feel you. I get it. I get it, brother. I get it. I totally get it. I understand. That's tough, man. That's tough. The great Jack Spade. That's tough, man. That is tough. I don't know, man. All right, y'all. Well, hey, appreciate you guys joining. Scott, you and I will hook up later this week. Kerry, you and I will hook up later this week. I'm debating whether or not I want to even do a show Monday morning or not. I mean, we did it today. It's kind of redundant. I don't know. I'll think about it. But either way, to everyone who joined us, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We love talking Falcons football, good or bad, win or lose. We love talking Falcons football here at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, and hey, man, come back. We'll be here next week as we get into the Panthers matchup, and we'll probably review this matchup once again. Once we've had time to digest it, get over the discuss, and really get into the analytics, we can definitely look at this again going forward. But, hey, man, Scott, tell these folks where they can find you, brother.
You can find me on Twitter at Karasik S. That's basically it right now.
Good deal. Kerry, tell these folks where they can find you.
You can find me on delta.com finding Zach Robinson a one-way ticket to Oklahoma. And Raheem a one-way ticket to New Jersey because he can take his fast-talking self back there. A lot of open promises that he says, and I don't know. It's just all talk and no walk for me. And yeah, that's the problem with him. I truly have no faith in him to lead this team anymore. Yeah. I mean, I would love anyone to challenge me. I've asked multiple people this and no one has been able to tell me anything. What does Raheem Morris do well as a head coach? I know T-Will will tell me I love Raheem, but like, what does he do
I
well?
love
Truly,
Raheem.
he's supposed to be a leader of men, and I don't
I
know,
love
supposed to be
Raheem.
good at. Yeah, he's not even doing that well. So, yep.
In my Uncle Steve voice, I love Raheem. I love Raheem. All right, guys. Well, hey, everybody who joined us, thank you guys. Appreciate you so much. Hey, man, thank God for sending you guys in my path. Thank God for these two wonderful family members that I get to do a show with each week. Appreciate you guys. Craig, appreciate you. McCartney Ford, John Brooks, everybody who joined the show. Appreciate you guys. Thank God for waking me up. And hey, man, you know what? Let's get back to it next week. And hopefully, look, man, we can go on an 8-game win streak. And at the end of the season, we'll be talking about, do you remember when we were 3-6 and now we're 11-6? And whoa, ho, Raheem's got to stay.
I mean, at that point, I would be okay with it because that's called earning your way back.
Exactly. And that's, you know, hey, man, if this were spades, and not that I go blind, I don't go blind anything, but if this were spades, we'd be going blind 10 right about now. We'd be going blind 10 because we got nothing to lose. So, hey, man, let's come in here, beat the Panthers next week, and, you know, let's see where we go from there, Falcons. Let's see where we go from there. Anyway, hey, man, appreciate you guys. Again, you can see us at 4MyATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Again, the number 4MyATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you later on this week. Be safe, everybody. Have a great day, great evening. Enjoy yourselves. Good night, everybody. Rise
Good night,
up.
everyone. Bye.
Go Falcons.
Let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL Sports Show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, T-Will.